Hello out there, it's another week, another great performance from Ghanaians. It's beginning to look bright for deputy skipper of our national team, Ayew. He got his second goal for the Hammers in a very, very tight game, I should say, against Watford. And a couple of guys having a say. His younger brother, Jordan Ayew, came to play against Chelsea, but albeit they lost, Christian Ayew beginning to play 90 minutes, and the fans at time where want him to play. We'll discuss every Ghanaian who stood out this weekend here on The Tracker. So there are few men in this country that understand the dynamics of playing in a top tier, be it in England, Italy, France, or anywhere that football is highly rated. Coach Nana Agyemang, who had his coaching license in England, joins me for this edition of The Tracker. Hi, Coach.
Good morning to you, Rahman.
Good morning to you. Nice to have you.
Thank you very much for the invitation once again. Nice to be here.
Well, I know we always have a very good time when we talk about football. Today we are starting from the top one, and no doubt about Ayew's performance when he came on against Watford. It's been a very difficult start for him, I must say, with West Ham United, but it looks as if he really put up a very good performance against Watford over the weekend.
Well, I mean, initially I would have loved him to have stayed at Swansea, but he didn't. He came to West Ham. It's a bit different there, learning the philosophy, but he's settling a bit now. The injuries is what's caused the inconsistency, but when he came on, he put himself about. Didn't get too much touches of the ball, didn't see too much of the ball, but he was in the right place at the right time to slot home his second goal for West Ham, and that will boost his confidence no end. That will do him the world of good. I saw one of his tweets that said, you know, I've scored my second goal for, you know, West Ham after the AFCON, and he needed that. He really needed that goal, because we all know at the AFCON things didn't go the way we all planned, and so he needs to really come back, bounce back in good style, and show his pedigree and show his caliber, and I think he did.
Okay, yeah, I did. I also think he did show his caliber. He needed to get a goal that would take a lot of pressure out of him. But speaking about Swansea City, his younger brother has gone to Wales there. He played only 7 minutes as his team were beaten by Chelsea. But the big task or ask is that he's got to go similar to what Andre did, or even try to match it.
Well, I hope that they don't set that as the criteria, because to be perfectly honest, he will not meet that criteria. Let's just face that. He's not as good as his brother. Some would say he is better, but you see, there's a difference in the mentalities, and that's why he's not as good. And I think that he's not focused enough. I think he's still looking at the surroundings, not necessarily of Swansea, but I'm just talking about in football in general, the trappings. I think that's caught his attention more than the focus on the field of play. He came on for 7 minutes. He also didn't see much of the ball. It's a different ball game from Aston Villa. It's much quicker. The movement off the ball has got to be much sharper. You've got to be very good in terms of anticipating, and he's not there yet. And that came through once again in his performance at the AFCON. So he's bedding in, and he's got a lot to learn. Swansea, fortunately for him, is a club that's got lots of younger players, and the opportunity that he has to mingle with them, to refocus himself and apply himself, okay, you know, I think that'll be good.
Let's
for
talk
him.
about 2 or 3 wingers at this stage. So Jeffrey Schlupp, who played for Crystal Palace. Christian Ayew played 90 minutes also for Newcastle United. Albert Aduma made 73 for Aston Villa. Very good signs for Ghanaians or Ghana national team, given the way our wingers are playing very well in England.
Well, I don't know. I don't necessarily correlate the two, because Ayew, how many 90 minutes has he played?
Yeah, this is 4th since he went to Newcastle. But he's been playing way better than he was at Bournemouth or Malaga, if you want to go back.
Yeah, he's had a good opportunity. He's had a good run. I don't think he's ready yet. You see, it's good running with the ball. That is all fine. But what's the end product? Yeah. What is going to happen? Is it a pass? Is it a shot? Is it a cross? And I think that he takes too long to ascertain what he should do next. You see, so he still has a little bit of work to do, even though he's nippy, he's quick, fine, but not quite ready yet.
Okay, let's talk about one who divides a lot of opinion. Razak Briamah, his second league game for Cordoba, albeit they lost. Last week he kept his first league game. They lost again 3-1. He's beginning to get games after the Africa Cup of Nations.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that will happen because I guess they felt that he performed quite well at the AFCON. But I think second game, second loss, you know, if he runs that on 3 more games, I think he'll hit the bench. Yeah. I think that will happen because Cordoba can't afford to be losing their games. And at the end of the day, you know, if you're the goalkeeper and you're letting in the goals, that's 4 in 2 games. You're going to hit the bench.
That's another one. Let's go to France. It looks as if relegation is looking at 2 Ghanaian players in there, Abdul Majid Waris and Alhassan Wakaso. Again, they played, but they lost again. It looks as if this year Lorient cannot escape.
It doesn't look very good for Lorient, and then it doesn't look good for Waris and Wakaso. But, you know, they've got to keep soldiering on. I mean, I like those 2 boys because I think their commitment and the dedication to the game, their focus to the game is different to some of the other players. I mean, during the AFCON, Waris was banging in the goals, but he wasn't selected for, you know, the national team, which was unfortunate. But he's been banging in the goals. He showed what he can do. Unfortunately, collectively, the team is failing. And I don't know where he goes from there, but I'm sure there'll be clubs knocking on his door.
Well, we'll see about that. He needs to start scoring. Last season, he scored 11. This season, Waris has got 7. If he can push it to 15, I'm sure Lorient will be very, very grateful for his input. One player that was out of the Africa Cup of Nations because of injury is Alfred Duncan. He played 90 minutes for Sassuolo against AC Milan. That was very, very impressive, and I'm sure any other coach or whoever the new Ghanaian coach will be very much interested in the performance of Alfred Duncan. In Spain, the elder brother of Alhassan Wakaso, Mubarak Wakaso, played for 73 minutes. His side also might go to relegation. Very, very threatening at this side. One player that is doing very well is Kevin Prince-Boateng. He's suspended for Ghana, but he looks as if he's a player carrying Las Palmas. You never know when to say it's over for Kelvin.
No, you don't. You don't. I mean, he blows hot and cold at the best of times. And he's been scoring the goals. He's been impressive. Whether or not he'll make a comeback nationally, nobody knows. But so far, so good for him. And I mean, I'm pleased for him because he had a little bit of a slump. And I think there were lots of different pressures that were on his shoulders that he couldn't bear, and it reflected in his game. But now it seems as if he's cleared certain things up and he's rising back to the top.
Well, we've got to wrap up now, but I can't let you go without you talking about Samuel Income. He signed a new club in Varia in Bulgaria. Your take?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's club hopping. I mean, he's signed so many. He's signed more clubs than Lionel Messi, you know, Wayne Rooney, Michael Essien. I mean, you name all the top stars. He's signed for more clubs than them. And, you know, my problem with this signing was that he hadn't played for about 6 months at his old club, and they raised some issues that reflect on discipline. And I hope that this is water under the bridge for him, because even though he's gone to Bulgaria, if those disciplinary issues come up once again and we don't know what they are, then he's not going to have a good time at Bulgaria.
Well, I'm going to say a massive thank you also to Coach Nana Agyemang for making time to join me here on The Tracker. Very interesting anytime we have to talk about football here with him. We'll be doing this with Nana Agyemang as the season rolls on. Until next week, my name is Rahman Osman.